Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and me and my family are embarking on a 3-day trip to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and we want to take you along with us. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania has a population of around 8,000 residents, but they receive over 1 million tourists per year that come to see the battlefield, to see the city, and we thought it was an absolutely amazing place to visit, and we want to show you why. We started off our trip just driving through downtown Gettysburg. We had never been here before, so everything was new to us. The downtown area is so cute, so cozy, definitely a cute downtown. There are so many places to eat and little shops, and a lot of these buildings are historic. If they were there at the time of the Civil War and the battle, most of them have a plaque on them. Same with the houses, so you can look for that plaque. A lot of these buildings, the ones that are original, you'll also see actual bullet holes still in them from the battle, which is just completely crazy. But it is a very cute downtown area, lots of street parking. There's also parking garages a few blocks from the main street, so we didn't really have a problem finding parking. It's also very walkable. You'll see a lot of people out and about, especially if the weather is nice like it was when we were visiting. This is the beautiful downtown area. You'll see a really famous statue here that is of Abraham Lincoln, supposedly showing a modern day tourist or visitor the town of Gettysburg and talking about everything that happened here. Our next stop on night one was to visit the Gettysburg National Cemetery. It is the final resting place for over 6,000 United States soldiers and veterans. Over 3,000 of those were soldiers who died at the Battle of Gettysburg. And it was here at the cemetery's dedication ceremony, just a few months after the battle, that President Abraham Lincoln gave his famous Gettysburg Address. For dinner on our first night, we ate at the Upper Crust in downtown Gettysburg. This is a pizza joint, and it was absolutely amazing. Not only was the food delicious, but the whole entire building is huge, so it can accommodate big groups if you're traveling with a group of people. And it also has a ton of games set up in the back, pool table, shuffleboard, skee ball, and all of that is free. So this is definitely kid-friendly, family-friendly, just really fun, chill, casual place to come eat and enjoy a meal. The next morning, we got up bright and early and ready to explore the actual battlefield. The Gettysburg National Battlefield Park is part of the National Park Service, so there are rangers available that have a vast knowledge of anything and everything that you'd like to know. You can take a private tour. You can have one of the tour guides ride around with you. You can join a group tour. They have double-decker buses that you can ride. They have Segway tours. They also have audio tours that you can play from the comfort of your own car. So there are so many different options to get out there and learn and explore this amazing place. We started at the Gettysburg National Park Museum and Visitor Center. This is such a nice visitor center and is the perfect place to start your tour of the battlefield. So when you buy your ticket, it is going to include a movie. This is the auditorium. The movie was maybe around 10 minutes long, and it was a very good overview of the battle and everything leading up to that. And then you can go upstairs and see the cyclorama, which is again maybe a 10-minute where they narrate the battle as this cyclorama picture is being interactive. After that, you're going to get to go into the museum portion of the visitor center. Now, this museum is absolutely huge. It is so well done. It has so many artifacts, so much to read, and it is massive. Every time we thought that we were almost done, we rounded another corner, and there was another room full of things. So if you love history, you do not want to miss this. This is the biggest collection, just so much to learn, and it is absolutely amazing. do have several of these interactive screens throughout the museum. These are super fun for kids and adults, but my kids really enjoy playing with these and kind of bringing in the more modern world into all of this vintage artifacts. To get an idea of how powerful these cannons are, they actually have preserved boards that were the rafters of somebody's house that a cannon shot through. And if you look up, you will see all of the different layers of wood that cannon went through and before it stopped. Absolutely amazing and crazy to think about. This wall was so humbling. It had pictures of all of the Civil War Gettysburg soldiers that had died that they had a photo of, and it was just absolutely humbling. And now we come to the end of the museum, and there is an amazing gift shop with a large variety of souvenirs and things that you can buy.
I'm always joking with my grandchildren that I'm going to give them crickets. So we're at Gettysburg, and in the gift shop they have bacon and cheese flavored crickets you can eat. So I have bought one, and my granddaughter is going to enjoy the box with me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3.
Ew, I hear the crunching.
It tastes like a popcorn hull.
Oh.
Shell kind of thing.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Teddy said, no.
I'm not
That's a no.
The very first monument that we stopped at on the battlefield was the Eternal Light Peace Memorial. This was put up on the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg. It has a natural gas flame that will never go out and signifies the unity and fellowship that America has today. Before our visit to Gettysburg, I had no idea how big the battlefield is. It is absolutely huge, and there are so many different monuments, memorials, and markers. Literally every few feet is another monument. There are so many, and it's impossible to see them all. There are over 1,000 of them. So you'd kind of have to pick and choose which ones are important to you. Maybe you want to check out the ones that represent the state that you're from, or you want to see some of the more famous ones. But you could literally spend days looking at all of these and then come back on another trip and see things that you didn't even see before. So Gettysburg is definitely a place that you could go to multiple times and still learn new information and see new things that you hadn't seen before. For dinner the second night, we went to the Farnsworth Inn. This is an absolutely amazing place to eat. It's also a bed and breakfast, so you could stay here. And then they do have a tavern style that's more casual also outside. However, we ate inside. This is a Civil War building. The side of the building has tons of bullet holes. You can see where it absolutely got shot up. During the battle, this house, it was taken over by some soldiers, and it's definitely old school style inside. The waiter and waitresses dress up, and the food that's served is delicious, and it's food that would have been popular during the times of the Civil War. Absolutely an amazing experience. Definitely recommend you check that out. The next morning, we started off our day at Little Round Top. Can you see how foggy it was this morning? It was just so foggy and almost eerie to be out there on this battlefield with the fog, but also very cool at the same time. Little Round Top is definitely one of the more well-known, popular places to visit on the battlefield. It was the site of an unsuccessful assault by Confederate troops against the Union on the second day of the Battle of Gettysburg. This is a must-see. There are a lot of monuments up there. It's very rocky. There's also a really cool monument that looks like a castle tower. You can climb the stairs up and look out over, and the view, even though this day it was foggy, the view is incredible. Next, we headed over to Devil's Den, which is kind of across from Little Round Top. Devil's Den is these huge rock formations, as you can see. It's kind of cool. There's kind of a cave area that you can climb through. You can also climb on top of the rocks. A very fun place for kids to kind of explore. Devil's Den was one of the bloodiest parts of the battle. There was a lot of intense fighting there. So it is definitely a place that you should see on your trip to Gettysburg. Definitely one of the more well-known areas on the battlefield. This is an old farmhouse that was on the battlefield. Most of this was farmland. There were a lot of farms that were caught in the middle of the fighting, and there you can see a cannon hole still preserved there that went through this building. Absolutely incredible. There are so many monuments that we just drove around seeing. This one was one of the Irish ones. It has a dog on it. The kids especially like that one. Next up, we're going to head over to the Pennsylvania Monument. This is actually the largest, tallest monument on the battlefield. It is absolutely huge and a must-see. This is the Pennsylvania State Monument. This represents the 34,000 Pennsylvania soldiers who fought in the Battle of Gettysburg. Absolutely amazing monument. There are so many details and it is so huge. It's definitely one that you want to get out and see. You can climb the staircase and go up top. It is a lot of stairs. Definitely need to be able to walk up all of those stairs to go up it. But once you get up to the top, the view is just breathtaking. You can see everything. And you can see just how big this battlefield truly is. One of my favorite parts is the monument that says that this memorial is dedicated in honor of the women, the loyal women who suffered through 4 years of war and stood by their men and did what they could to help their country. I think that that's absolutely amazing. Next up, because we had 5 children with us and they did so good during the more serious parts of the battlefield and the museum with a lot of very serious moments, lots of things that are definitely geared more towards adults, we thought that they deserved something geared towards kids. So we were excited to check out the Children of Gettysburg Museum. It is in one of the old historical buildings, and this is just for children about elementary aged, and it is so fun. It's on the smaller side, but it is definitely a great place for kids to learn through play and to learn on an age appropriate level. The staff there were so friendly. The kids absolutely loved it, and even us adults had fun. I did a whole separate video just on this museum, so I'm not going to include everything about it. If you want to go check out that video, I'll leave a link below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, because it was a really, really great museum and we enjoyed it. That night for dinner, we ate at the Dobbin House. It's similar to the Farnsworth House, but a little bit different. The food was absolutely delicious, and again, the staff dresses up in time-appropriate clothing, and it is a really fun experience, and we definitely recommend checking that out as well. Another place we visited was the Jenny Wade House, and that was absolutely tragic but fascinating. I did an entire separate video on that as well, so I recommend going to watch that video. It will be linked down below, but it was about the only civilian that was killed in the Battle of Gettysburg. It's her story, and it's definitely worth checking out. And that wraps up our 3-day trip to Gettysburg. We absolutely enjoyed it. As a homeschool family, we learned so much history, which I think is so important for any age. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Definitely check my description box. I'm going to have videos on the Children's Museum, the Jenny Wade House, and also the hotel that we stayed at if you're interested. So make sure to check those out. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!